Hey, shalom, shalom, mishpocha. Welcome to another edition of Ray Bash's Ramblings. I'm your host, Rabbi Yehuda Ben Shomer, and today I want to talk to you about the fall before the fall. What do I mean? Well, everybody knows about the fall of Adam and Eve, where they ate of the forbidden fruit. But did you know that there was a fall before the fall? Everybody thinks that the only rule, the only commandments that were given in the garden was, do not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for in the day you eat of it, you will surely die. They thought, wow, only one rule, only one commandment. But actually, there were more commandments given to Adam than just that one. And Adam failed to meet the mandate of those commandments prior to failing to not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Let me explain. We see in the book of Bereshit, in Genesis chapter 1, that God gives Adam the command when he creates him to, number one, rule over all the animal and plant kingdom, to rule over it and to subdue it. Second of all, he commands Adam to be fruitful and multiply. Then, after he gives those two mandates and those two commandments, did he say, you can eat of the tree of life, a positive commandment, and then lastly, don't eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And prior to him breaking the fourth commandment that was given in the garden to not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, he failed to keep those three other mandates. For when Eve was created from Adam's side, he failed to be fruitful and multiply. It wasn't until after the fall that Adam and Eve had children. But yet he was commanded to have children before that, before the fall. Be fruitful and multiply. Second of all, he was told to rule over all the plant and animal kingdom. Now we see clearly that he wasn't following this mandate to rule over the animal kingdom, because when the serpent started opening up his mouth and started telling lies, that it was Adam's job and responsibility to rebuke and subdue that serpent, to rule over him and to subdue him. Yet he failed to do this and let that serpent speak. Therefore it influenced Eve, and Eve influenced Adam. Because Adam, a lot of people think that Adam was somewhere else in the garden when the serpent tempted Eve, but no, he was standing, if you read the Hebrew and really get into it, he was standing right there beside her. And when Eve took of it, she ate of it. Oh, see, nothing happened to me. And she gave it to Adam, and Adam fell into that peer pressure of pleasing the wife above God, and he ate of that fruit, and therefore he did not eat of the tree of life. He failed to keep that positive commandment, and he ended up breaking the last commandment, which was a prohibition, not to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So we see that Adam, prior to not keeping the third and fourth command, we see he failed to keep the first two, just as I explained. So I thought that was very interesting. It's a tidbit of knowledge that people rarely realize or know anything about. So I decided I would share that with you today as I was reading through Bereshit and discovered these new findings. So thanks again for watching. Shalom and Shavua Tov. Bye-bye.